that unset and it wasn't.
I might have. I don't press buttons very well. When I press some buttons and link some things, it doesn't link up. And
You say when you press the fun buttons?
No, some buttons.
Fun buttons. I was like, what are the fun buttons? Wait, and then they thought, no, I won't ask what the fun buttons are because that's embarrassing to us.
No, you wouldn't ask that when we're live.
I should know that.
Hello, everybody.
Don't.
Hello, and welcome to an evening with me and Fox. Just me and Fox, because nobody else has turned up yet.
Me and coughing
They
Fox.
might at some point. Yeah, Fox has been coughing because he's not smoking.
I've not smoked for 6 months and my throat is knackered because of it.
It doesn't make sense to me. I thought the whole thing, you give up smoking to stop coughing.
Remember, kids, if you smoke, it's bad for you, but your voice sounds great.
Right. Anyway, we've got me and Jamie Bones in. Hi, Jamie, and Dad's in as well. Why is he the wrong side of the camera again, Dad? Come on, join.
Dad,
press the button to join in. Ickle Pete's also in. Evening. Missed Monday's show. He had no internet. Well, that's all right. It's virtually Monday. Ted might turn up as well.
Ooh, I've got a pop-up in the chat that says, "Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines."
Yeah, everyone has that pop up now.
I've never seen that before.
It's a new thing that's been popping up the last few days. Whenever you join any live chat anywhere, it warns you about being private.
Yeah, I always try to be private when I'm chatting.
You should keep your privates to yourself.
Yeah,
while you're on live chatting anything. Jamie Bones asking you, did his package arrive today?
Nothing's arrived today, Jamie, so I'm going to guess it's probably going to arrive tomorrow. I did have a package arrive the other day from Jerry, but I haven't opened it yet because I was waiting for Jamie's turn up so I can do both at once.
Oh, so you're doing them alphabetically, are you?
No, it's just that if I know I've got like 2 or 3 packages coming, there's no point me doing like 3 different videos. I might just cut them all together. And so if Jerry does watch this, I've had your package as well. It's bright cerise colour. I've just not opened it yet.
Okay. I'm expecting my last package of R2-D2.
Ooh, how many issues was it?
It's 100 issues total.
Wow. How long?
Just like the Falcon.
So it's been, what, a year?
It's been 2 years.
2 years. Because it doesn't seem like that long ago you started doing it. It seems like you've only done about 3 episodes or something, isn't it?
Well, I didn't start filming them to begin with because I wasn't doing the filming 2 years ago. I started filming it on something like issue 30-something, I think.
Okay.
The first one that I actually filmed.
Because I know you've kind of lumped them together. Have you done it like every time you get 4 issues, or have you kind of lumped them together into like issue 10 or 11 issues?
No, I do one episode per issue. You've got to get them clicks.
Really? That's true. Why am I? You should be telling me that. That's not right, is it?
Why should I let somebody watch 4 minutes of one video when they can watch 4 1-minute videos?
Yeah. I mean, I was debating whether to do that with this Warhammer Conquest, but I just haven't got the time, so I'm just doing it as every time I get me 4 issues, I'll just do a quick video.
Yeah, I mean,
quick episode
they're
each month.
Quite repetitive as well, aren't they? When you're doing the same 5 dudes for the 6th time or something.
Well, I'm just doing episodes, issues 7 to 10 now. I've made me Mephitic Blighthauler. It's like a little fat Robin Reliant with attitude and disease.
So some sort of tanky something, but not really.
Yeah, it's got tracks, and then it's got one.
Kenneth, you were in chat. Are we happy with that? Have you nicked the tracks off and put wheels on?
No, it had tracks. Kenneth, you like that? It's got tracks. Look. But it's also made of flesh and disease. So I've got like issue 7 to 10, which is fine, except it's 6 more Poxwalkers, and they're exactly the same as the other 6 I've just done. So, but it means I don't have to film painting them, so I can.
Yeah, you can't put the arms and legs on different ways or something, make them stand slightly differently.
No, because these are like monopose. They're literally like you snap the front and the back.
I've got some of them.
Well, you know what makes me laugh? One of them, and it might be this one. It's not that one.
Mine are fatter than that.
This guy has an amazing single piece. He's got 2 pieces. There's him and there's the stand.
Really?
That's it. You just take him off, stick him on the base.
Cool. So the assembly video of that's going to be quite quick.
Yeah, just put it on the base. Right, I'm going to go get some clean water. Let you chat to everybody in chat.
I shall go back and see who's here.
Daddy's on the wrong side of the camera again.
Scott's in as well. Hello, Scott. Scott's on the wrong side of the camera as well. You can come and join. Kenneth's got Ben and Jerry's, and they don't know. Oh yeah, they do know. They were happy, but not as happy as Kenneth was. Always good. So, what's been happening this week? I've started on the E-Models thingy, the MiG-21, and then some letters. I don't remember what the letters are. Where's my box? I've got a box somewhere. Oh, there it is. MiG-21 SMT. I don't know what it means, but they're 2 tiny little planes, which I have got in pots and put away in a pot because otherwise I'll lose little bits because they're tiny little bits. They're only that big. Oh, let's get the wings out. They're basically that size. So yeah, not much to them at all.
That's adorable.
I've done one and primed it in black, and I'm gonna do the other one exactly the same because I've been doing one in shiny metal and another one in not shiny metal. I've unplugged my headphones, so if Fox is talking, I can't hear him.
Yeah, what's the opposite of shiny metal?
Pleasant, actually. I might leave it no, I won't leave it unplugged. That'll be cruel.
Oh dear, what's he pressing now?
It's fine. I didn't press anything. I got an extension lead for my headphones. So if I unplug that, I can't hear a word you're saying, and I can't hear me talking either. Apart from normally, I can't. Normally, I can hear me through the microphone.
Sorry, I didn't get a word of that. What?
No, it unplugs the ears, not the microphone bit.
Oh, damn! I
Working like that. Yeah. So I've started doing that. That's that. I finished on Sunday the flying thingy that's got people all over it now. It's really crowded.
Cool.
That must be why they're hanging on the outside, because there's literally no room for them to sit inside it.
Is it just me that gets a Keystone Cops vibe with all the guys hanging off the back?
Very much, yeah. I'm expecting it to go through some cardboard boxes and stuff.
They've all got to run in a big turtle with their truncheons waving in the air.
Yeah, so that's that. A couple of little bits to do on that on Sunday night, and then I shall be starting the gift from Fox, the Turoks.
Turoks.
Not Turok, because that was the dinosaur hunter thing, wasn't it?
Well, that was Turok, but yes.
Turok. Yeah.
Not Turok. Turok sounds like somewhere in Scotland that's probably a small hill.
They make tea cakes.
Hmm?
No, that's Tunnocks.
Tunnocks. Oh, yeah, tea cakes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tunnocks
tea cakes. Get in.
Right, let's see what we got. Everyone's in. Kenneth's in. I said Kenneth was in.
Did Kenneth see the tracks on my?
I don't know. Dad did laugh at about the time you said that, but I haven't got down any further than that.
Tracks.
Kenneth is asking where Speedy Q8 is. I don't know.
If you find him, you'll probably find Sergeant Bones as well.
Probably they might be together.
Yeah.
Spid normally comes in towards the end, and as this is an hour later than normal, he might be here towards the middle. I don't know. We'll find out. If he turns up, he turns up.
Coming in tonight?
I don't know. I haven't heard from anybody that coming in tonight. I didn't hear from you that you were coming in tonight. You just turned up.
I just turned up. Well, you know, hey. Well, we're just waiting for Dad to turn up now.
Yeah, he's definitely around. I've seen him.
Yeah.
Matthew Birtles is in saying howdy, folks. Howdy.
Hi, Matthew Birtles.
Kenneth's asking, does Spiddy have a stream? He doesn't have a stream himself, does he? He does videos.
Oh, I think Dad might be joining us. He just says 2
recently.
ticks.
2 ticks.
Dad says 2 ticks, so I think we bullied him into joining us.
Kenneth saying with tracks. Yeah, he's quite happy that you're doing tracks.
Yeah.
And he's asking me again if you have any upside down decals that don't stress me out. He asked me about that last night, and no, it doesn't, because they're not.
Is that because he's upside down?
Yeah, I think that might be it. The whole kit's upside down for Kenneth.
Cool.
So I assume he just turns his computer upside down and puts the telly upside down so everything's the right way up.
I don't know. Maybe all the subtitles are backwards as well.
No, that'd be if you're on the inside. That's the subtitles for us would be backwards because we're on the inside of the screen looking out. Darren's rides in, evening all. And no, Dad says no. I've got 2 ticks.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it. What, like pets?
Yeah, I'd see a doctor about that one. Definitely.
Keeping them as pets.
I'd definitely see a doctor about that. I realised to my horror the other day, I've spent all that time painting these guys red.
You don't want them red? No,
because I want to replicate Charaz Nebel's outfit, which is all red. Then I realised that the tunic is supposed to be a different colour to the actual armour. And I'm like, oh,
that's all right. You can always paint over it, can't you?
Well, I might use a different shade on the armour to the pants and stuff and see if that.
Rhodey's in saying evening, everyone. Evening, Rhodey. Jamie says after watching Fox's Transformer build, he should have an ASMR channel called Jar Jar 6.
Yes, I did a little bit of ASMR snappy together in my latest.
I can't remember what it means. It's just the sort of background noise thing, isn't it?
ASMR is that the one I'm not supposed to use? ASMR is just where there's very little noise. It's very quiet, like little crinkly noises and.
Okay, it's sort of like background, but not really even that.
No, it's basically supposed to be very, very quiet noise. Some people whisper, but I don't like that. But if you're building a gunpla, imagine building a gunpla in silence. and all you can hear is the little creaks of the plastic and the little snick every time it clips together.
Oh, right.
And that's the only sound. The idea is it's called autonomic something meridian response ASMR, and it's supposed to be, the idea is that it's like very, very quiet. But if you watch it, it just kind of it zones you out, and some people get chills, and it just relaxes them completely. And you go into like a trance state. And I found that putting a Gunpla together and just shutting up for once, actually it was quite relaxing because you get little creaky sounds and stuff. And I'm like, I could just put one together. And it turns out that the least relaxing thing you can do in life is actually try to create an ASMR video.
I was going to say, it must be very difficult for you to shut up.
It is, but it's also the real pain is I can sit there and do it, but it's not like you just sit there and build it, because you want each little edit needs to be you just going click. You don't want to be going fumble, fumble. It's not going. You have to go. So you have to do it like 5 times. And then you have to go into the video file and edit it into little tiny chunks that all go to. It takes like about 2 hours to edit 10 minutes. It's so stressful. ASMR is relaxing for everybody except the person.
What does it stand for?
Autonomic System Meridian Response or something like that.
Okay, nothing sensible then.
Yeah, it's rumored to exist. It's one of those things that everybody knows it works, but nobody's really been able to prove how it works. So it's kind of
we've got someone in to make sure you're using that properly, you know, folks.
The dad's in. Look, I've got my little dad device. Hi, thank you. It's seen some good use, this, Dad. I tell you. Oh yeah.
Good evening, Mike. How are you?
Evening, Chris. Evening. All right, chaps.
Not too bad, matey. You?
Yeah, Torox in at the moment.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Red, of course.
It does look quite red. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take the top off so you can see the inside. Or
yeah.
You painted the dudes as well.
Show the inside again, Dad, because I wasn't locked on you.
Done me Bulldozer E1 as well.
Oh yeah.
And that one that Fox has just started now.
A Mephitic Blight Hauler. You like your red colours, don't you?
Everything's red, mate. Everything's got a red in it or on it or.
Somewhere there'll be a neckbeard playing Chaos, and he'd just be having kittens right now. Because pretty much all Chaos things are green.
Yeah.
All Nurgle stuff is green. Yeah.
And I'm just on with this fella that came in this week's Conquest.
Ooh.
He's got wings.
I've not got that far yet. Oh, is that the hero Death Marine?
It's
Death
the
card.
Biolugus Putrefier.
Yeah, I've not done him yet. I've got issue 7 to 10 that I'm working on now. And then I've got the next 4 in a box waiting to be touched after that. One that comes with the crate.
Oh, right, yeah.
I get a crate. I get a pot of paint in one, which is a bit of a downer. And a brush. I get the crate.
The red crate.
The Space Marine dudes.
Yeah, so that's what I've been on with.
Mm.
Liking it.
Nice.
You started sticking your Torox together yet, Chris?
No.
Oh, come on,
I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. I've just waved the sprues around and looked at them a little bit. But
Kenneth says, I like tank tracks and I cannot lie.
This is also true, yeah. Kenneth's impressed that you didn't forget the men, Dad. Well done. Was there a thing did you really forget to do them or something?
Don't forget the men.
That's been sat there for so long. I've got to shake it again now.
I just tend to leave the men at the back, and then if I'm painting like the Torox or something, I've got a bit of paint left over in my palette.
No, right, so you can slap a bit of red on.
To the men.
Never forget your men.
Yeah, I went to the Games Workshop shop today, in fact. And
what'd you get?
I bought that.
Oh,
A paint box.
I got a paint box. I got some paints as well, but my shelf of Citadel paints was getting a little bit full.
What's that for when you come up to E models next? Is it you can bring all your paints up and do a bit of work?
Yeah, that's right. I got my collection of Citadel paints is growing.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I think I've got enough to do the Torox properly now. I've got all the oranges for doing the stuff, and I had a couple of golds. I've got another gold thingy. I've got the silvery lead beltry, whatever, for silvery highlighting stuff. And I've got a nice bright green. I thought I'd do some like flag things in bright greens and stuff. So,
are you actually painting that Torox orange?
Yep.
I heard that right, didn't you? You are going to paint that in orange.
Yep.
Interesting. Why orange?
Why not?
No, I don't really know. I mean, what particularly about orange would made you want to use orange? If you
I couldn't do a red one because that's copyright.
You're right.
You get the blood for the blood gods, Chris.
I did. I picked up some blood for the blood as well. Yep.
Cracking stuff that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had that before, but I obviously hadn't and decided to pick some up while I was there today. I think I picked up 7 paints today. Don't remember recall of them, but
I having to make my own paint rack as well for all my Citadel paints.
Oh yeah.
Dave's workbench is absolutely chocker with all his Citadel paint, so I'm gonna bung it in the post down to him.
Yeah, I did have this thing up here full of Citadel paints and overflowing of Citadel paints, so I've picked up that to put them in now. So I've got to find something else to put in there. I've got other stuff that will go up there. Yeah, Scott Sutherland says the sound of all the neckbeards screaming in unison at Dad's red Nurgle.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
would not be pleased.
Mark Dale Cindy says discovered the joys of Citadel paints and how easily they fall over. So could do with one of your holders, Fox. It's not his. That's the man you want to talk to.
Yeah, you're speaking to the wrong man in the hangout there.
You want the other guy. Rhodey says he's busy cleaning 96 tracks, 2 pieces a track. So he's got 192 pieces to go.
Rather you than me.
Oh, for the ball tank, is that? That's ball tank, I think, isn't it?
I'm not sure what Rhodey's building. Jamie says, Dad, how do I go about getting a Dad's device like what Fox is using?
Which one's? Oh, you're using the paint pot order open thing.
The Citadel paint holder.
PM me, Jamie, and I'll bung you one in the post, mate. I've got a couple of spares here.
There you go. Click on his name and whatever and find it, and yeah. Mark's just figured that. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yep, that's chat up to date. So yeah.
Do the same, Mark. Mark can do the same. I've got 2 here.
Right now, Rhodey says it's not the ball tank. It's another project that will start soon.
Ooh.
Oh, well, surely it started already. If you're doing the tracks, that must count as starting, mustn't it? Doing tracks isn't pre-starting. That's already started. It's gone very quiet. Has Fox gone away somewhere? Oh no, he's still there.
No, I'm hair drying. I've just got the microphone turned on.
Oh, right. I know. See, you can tell even when Fox isn't talking. You can tell when he's not talking because it.
I can hear you. I can hear you when I'm not doing the hairdryer.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Put in as well about the have I got any new projects on a 3D printer? I don't have one, Brody.
No, he doesn't 3D print. He makes them all out of plat plate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll make them. I cut plastic and glue it.
I 3D printed something the other day. What did I got one of the Amazon talkie things, the Echo things, and I wanted to put it on the wall. So I had a look around for that Thingiverse site and found a clippy holder to put it on, printed it out in like 3 hours and stuck it on the wall. It's done, sorted. Sort of thing that you could go and buy for 15 quid or something, but you can just print one out for pennies.
Right, hate the aerials on these Tempestus Scions. I've snapped another one off.
What, another one just now?
It's like 4 Gadoos now that've got broken off aerials. Never mind. I'll live. It's a pain in the bum though.
How are they going to talk to each other?
The shout. Maybe.
Jamie's asking where can he best DM you?
Yeah, I'm playing now. Yeah.
Oh, he'll probably put it in chat. There you go. And Rhodey says it's more pre-started. It's something I can do watching some crazy people on YouTube. Oh, what are you watching? Is it anything worth watching? I can turn over and watch it.
What do I want?
Mark's having fun as well. His cutting mat looks fab now. An entire bottle of wash has weathered it.
I'll tell you what, Citadel shades, you ain't getting them off anytime soon off anything. Don't spill them on light coloured trousers or just 3 trousers away.
Is that it? My trousers are very glittery at the moment. We've been putting up the Christmas tree and some Christmas decorations.
That'll never wash off either.
So I'm going to be glittery and fabulous forever now.
Fabulous, darling. Fabulous.
I'm going to wear them shopping tomorrow and see if I get any admiring glances. More than normal, of course. Normally I get quite a few. Right, so yeah, hope that sorted you, Jamie and Mark. You got Ed's Gmail address there. Send him a mail.
That all you came out of Games Workshop with, Chris? Was it just then?
box and 7 paints. Yeah, that's what I went in for, and that's what I came out with. I don't understand the problem.
How it works.
Good.
That's what you do. You have a list, and you think all the paints were listed in the app for. I've been ticking them off.
Yeah.
I went in.
If you don't come out of Games Workshop with at least mild regret, then you're doing it wrong.
I didn't want anything else. I didn't buy anything else. That's the way it goes.
Literally had 5 minutes ago.
Oh, you've got a strong constitution. You have.
Easy. Just go. I've got a kit to build, so I don't need another kit, and I've got loads of kits to build. I've got so many kits to do. I mentioned in the beginning of the chat when I was looking at my, the stream starting soon thing, and it's like my old picture that I took like a year and a half ago of all the kits lined up, laying on the floor, and it's like I've only built like half of them, and I've got more since then as well. So I didn't change my picture because it's upsetting me every time I look at it and think I haven't built that yet. And I've still got that over there. I haven't built that yet.
Yeah, you need to just build them all.
Well, I'm working my way through, but I keep doing other ones, and the e-models things now. Every so often I've got to do an e-models build that's lovely to do and great, and I enjoy it, and it's nice to get the stuff from them, but it's time that I'm not building something from the big pile of stuff that's in a cupboard over there.
Yeah.
My stack just depresses me sometimes. My stack. There's so many things I want to crack on with, and I can't. I haven't got the time.
It won't take you long.
And whatever I start building, I always then want to build something else the moment I've started it.
It won't take you long to do them figures Paul sent you.
Say again?
It won't take you long to do them figures Paul sent you.
Oh, shut up. It's not ridge painting time, not yet.
It could be.
I need to set some special time aside for wedge painting.
Special wedge time.
Yeah, quality wedge time.
You got to do hamster time as well. I need that hamster drawing.
There is that.
There's that.
This is indeed true.
I've got paints now. I've got a paint pot, even paint holder. Thing to put the paints in. So it's getting there.
Get you with your paints and everything.
See, paints and everything.
Made of paints.
There are paints everywhere.
I thought I had more different red colours. I clearly haven't. Arse.
More different reds.
More different.
Don't you need like a lighter one and a darker one, and that's about it?
No, I thought I had more red layers. Never mind. I've got to try and figure out how to differentiate these different parts of his outfit.
Can't you mix in some, white and red and make pink?
No, I don't want to be mixing stuff because that's just tedious. And by the time I've done all of them, I'll have forgotten what the mix was.
That's what your wet palette's for, isn't it?
Yeah, but not when you're doing like 10 or 11 dudes. That's when you don't want to be mixing stuff.
Ah, yeah. Mark Vale says, didn't think anything would tempt me away from aircraft, but you buggers and my lad have got me painting small dudes and bonkers tanks with awesome but unpronounceable names, much to Mrs. D's disgust.
Who was that?
It's all Fox's fault.
That's Mark Vale. Yeah, it is all Fox's fault.
It's all my fault. I blame me for everything.
Yeah. So
way to go, me.
Why did you start doing them though, Fox? That's the real question.
I don't know.
Did you got a box of them from someone, didn't you?
No, I don't. The first one I did was the Tau, whatever it was, the little hover thing, the little T-shaped thing with two dudes in it.
I don't know. Nobody knows what they're called.
No, I don't know. It must have just been something I was watching at the time. Like I must have been watching like Dr. Faust Painting Clinic or something, and it made me interested in it. I don't know. I really can't remember what got me into it, but I thought I'm gonna go and check out the Warhammer store. It might have been to try out the paints. I don't know. I can't remember what it was really, to be honest.
It's probably Tony's fault.
I'll blame it on Tony.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Mark says he's also doing a Gundam. He doesn't know what's gone wrong.
Who is?
Mark. Nothing would tempt him away from aircraft, but now he's doing these and bonkers tanks, and he's also doing a Gundam as well.
Yeah.
It's all going on.
It's all gone downhill.
Yeah.
Chris Campling's in. Hello, everyone. You can come and join the chat. Join in as well, Chris. You're more than welcome. Got the link. It's in the chat thingy. Rhodey says it's because he loves the two-coach Duncan principle.
I really can't remember. It might have been that I started watching Warhammer TV for some reason. I don't know why. And then just got so enamoured with Duncan that I thought, he's so dreamy. I need to go and spend all this money. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, Sergeant Bones is in somewhere. I saw him a minute.
Where's Sergeant Bones?
I don't know. I'm sure he was here, but he might not be there anymore.
No, he won't be here now.
No.
Well, a figment of your bitter and twisted imaginations.
could well be. Why have you got the gallows bit not attached to the thing?
Just while I didn't need it.
Oh, because you don't want it open yet. I got you.
Yeah. Just while
Chris said he would join, but he's in his PJs ready for bed. So no, best you don't.
So am I.
Mark says, to be fair, he discovered Citadel washes are amazing on this aircraft. So something's gone right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing to say you're only using on Citadel stuff. I've used null oil washes on a few different things.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I've used null oil washes even when I said I wasn't using null oil washes. But we'll say no more about that.
Ray's in. Hi, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Hello, Ray.
Ray from Malta.
Yep.
Hi, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
I've got a
So
little Malta patch over there on the on my tidy tray.
yeah, we can't see it.
No, you see it sometimes in shot, but not always.
Yeah. So anyone in chat got anything? Questions, observations, facts, anything
Questions?
to talk about? Basically,
Made up nonsense.
'cause
Anything?
we're going to be here for another hour or so. So you know,
Kenneth will have an observation.
Kenneth will have an observation, will he? Okay.
Yeah, he's always observing.
Is he
Kenneth.
still there? Yeah. Sergeant Bone says, "Hi, Dad, Fox, and that other guy."
Hi, Sarge.
Hey, dude.
Not like it's on the. Look, it's
think-
written
I think
here.
the other
It's
guy's
even written here, and it's on the channel thing that you clicked on to get. Oh, I don't know.
Who is that other guy? Is it I?
No, I's not here.
No, okay.
Rhodey says, with how many kits are you guys busy? I generally, personally, like to do one kit at a time, but it's changed a bit since that. I normally do one kit and finish it and then go on to the next kit, but this whole Warhamster thing's messed with me chi.
Yeah.
So I've got that on the go now as well. I've got the Warhamster that I'm just doing on the live streams on Sunday. I've got this one that I'm doing 3 models. And really, that's it. I've not really got any other kits going, except for the R2 part work, which is not really a kit as such, but it's sort of a part work thing. But yeah, that's probably it. Oh, I haven't finished the Tugs diorama yet. I've done the Tugs, but I haven't done a diorama for it. The same with the
That
U-Wing.
Tux build has gone on longer than something I've been working on.
It really has, yeah. But there's less than 6 episodes.
Yeah.
The U-Wing again needs a diorama, but I don't count that as being part of the kit. It's the kits are done, but that will come along at some point later. So how many kits are you lot building at a time? Does that count as like 17 that you've got on the go at the moment there, Fox? Or does that count as one?
What have I got on right now? I've got the Strike Rouge, which is 1. I have the Warhammer Conquest, which I guess is 2. Even though it's multiple kits, it's.
I'm going to say you've got like 15 on the table there, but that's
well, yeah. I've got the Conquest. I've got it's like a chopstick. I've got 1, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 from the Warhammer Conquest on here that you can't see. That's second build. I've got these guys for the Warhammer Sundays, which is 3, and I haven't fully finished my Taurox yet. So that's 4. But I don't really like to have more than one build done at once. So yeah, I'm not in. It's kind of a difficult place for me because I'm like a puppy with more than one tennis ball. I never know where to.
Yeah,
everything's just too exciting.
And Mike, Dad, what? How many you got on the go?
Got the Taurox. I've got these Conquest ones that I'm doing.
Are you subscribed to that, Dad, or are you just buying it on?
No, I'm buying it weekly. Asda have it in every week. So
oh, cool.
Do they still keep them going? Because a lot of supermarket and things only keep them going for like a few episodes, and then
I think Asda get 5 copies in a week, and when they're gone, they're gone. But I just make sure I get there early and get.
Will they not keep one for you? Or?
No, not.
Do they not know you do?
Asda aren't bothered, mate. If you go in, you go in. If you don't, you don't. But
Mm.
I've got the Tiger Tank. I'm also doing with Kenneth as a buddy build, but Kenneth keeps saying no, don't do any more yet. Because I want to catch up, but he's actually miles ahead of me.
And he's doing 2 of them.
And he's doing 2, yeah. Doing 2.
Wait, why is he doing 2? I looked at the day and I saw the picture and I thought, has he got 2 on the go?
Yeah, one's a cutaway, which we're both doing the cutaway. And the other one, he's just doing it as a box build.
That's a mint idea. Well, talk about taking on the world's biggest project.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And I've got the 172 shuttle, which is just taking a backseat totally at the moment.
But it surprises me, seeing as you are Shuttle Boy.
Well, Chris made me buy one in Telford.
I merely observed that there was one on the store for sale. That was all it took. It was like, oh look, they've got a shuttle, and instantly he had his wallet out and he bought it.
Is that what we count as forcing now? Is it?
Yeah, I haven't got that one. Okay, then. I'm not buying kits this weekend.
Buying it now, sir.
I've not come here to buy kits. Oh, look at that shuttle, Mike. Oh,
damn it.
What a mistake to make.
Yeah, so.
Mark says, just used Nolan oil on a V22 Osprey and has turned a pig of a model into a great-looking finish that's hidden a multitude of sins. Yeah, weathering's great.
There is a reason why Agrax Earthshade and Null Oil are referred to as talent in a bottle, or liquid talent, because they make everything look better.
Jamie says, Fox, when you open the package I sent you, there's a funny surprise in there.
Oh, God.
Oh.
How many lags?
Is it going to jump out at him? And that'd be funny.
Remember, I'm doing it live on telly, folks.
Sergeant Bone says, I need a red shirt, then he'd be able to see me. There's red on my shirt.
Yeah, but if you had a red shirt, you wouldn't last very long.
It's true. I got a red shirt somewhere, but I'm not gonna change live on camera. Nobody needs to see that.
No.
You talked amongst themselves, right? Okay. Mark's finished the Osprey tonight and weathering on a little Gundam tank robot thingy, and 4012L Orcs and Space Marines.
I'm gonna guess that's a gun tank.
And he's out of stashes. A Gundam tank robot thingy.
That'll be a gun tank.
Is that a Gundam that's got a tank, or a tank that's more of a
It's
Gundam?
basically a Gundam with tracks instead of legs.
Okay. Kenneth would like that.
It's called the gun tank.
Yeah. Fox got the reference. Yeah, we all got the reference. We all know what red shirts mean. But
I got the reference.
yeah. So how many things are you building then, Rhoda? You asked how many kits we're all busy with. And everybody else in chat. It's 24 viewers, by the way. So welcome, everybody. If you're not in chat, click on the little button to bring up the chat. Join in, say hello, because otherwise we're just sitting here looking pretty, and it's harder for some of us.
I mean, we're very good at looking pretty. We do it very well.
Difficult for him. Fox doesn't.
Some of us are prettier than others, but...
Mark Dale, not heard that before. Didn't think after years of affecting his weathering, a change in tact, but he's sold. Yeah.
So we've changed his weathering technique, and we've got him building everything except the stuff he actually normally builds.
Yep.
Have we basically just broken him completely?
I think broken might be the wrong word. Fixed is probably the correct word. Yeah.
When I say broken, I mean of course fixed.
Jamie Bone has a question for you, Fox. He wants you to say some things.
Okay.
Can you see the chat or not?
Lead belcher. And also what? Spoons. That went a bit funny there. Spoons.
Spunes.
Spoons.
It's not spunes.
Spoons.
Spoon.
Lead belcher.
I got some lead belcher. Picked up some lead belcher today, and that other one you told me about. There's 3 silvers I had to get today.
Lead belcher.
Lead belcher,
which is the base color.
The dry one.
Necron compound is a dry brush.
Yep, and another one.
Stormhost silver.
Could be.
For a lot of metallics
or something. Stormhost
silver.
The host, yeah.
Basically, for a lot of metallics, an easy way to get a nice metallic for things like your bolt rifles and things.
Is that the guns?
Yeah, like Space Marine guns. Like this rifle here is hot shot las rifle, but I don't really need to do a lot of it. But what you do is lead belcher is the base, then a null oil shade generously all over it, and then you go over with Stormhost silver where you want the highlights to be. And then you can, if you want to, or you can just dry brush it with Necron compound if you're being lazy. So lead belcher, then the null oil, then Stormhost silver on the raised areas where you want the highlights to be.
I'll need you to remind me about that every Sunday.
Trust me, the amount of things you actually have to paint that colour, you'll remember it after about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because everything is lead belcher, null oil, Stormhost silver.
Sergeant Bones says, let me think, 2 tanks, no, 3, a ME262 and a model of my first car, an old Dodge Dart.
What is his first car was a tank? Cool.
I think so, yeah. Jamie says, I say this at work and it absolutely cracks people up when I say spoons.
Spoons.
Rhodey is working on 3 kits at the moment: a plane that almost will crash, the ball tank, and a World War I ambulance car for an inter-club competition. Is an inter-club competition just a competition in that club, or is it your club against other clubs?
Yes. No, I think it's competition within your own club.
It's like is it biannually? Either means twice a year or every 2 years.
Yeah, no, inter-club means within your club.
Just a club competition then.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it sounds better if it's your club against another club.
Like technically, the World Series is just an Inter-Americas Cup.
Yeah, well, that's not the World Series as in the world, is it?
No, there is no such thing as the World Series because the World Series is just America. So.
Yeah, but it's not the World Series because it's the Globe World. It was done by the World Newspaper Group.
I didn't know that.
There you see.
They would just take the mickey out of all these Americans, and they actually have a very good reason.
Yeah, there's a good reason for it. I think the group's doesn't exist anymore, but they kept the title.
I think I'll still be merciless with them and take the mickey out of them.
Oh yeah, they probably don't remember, but that's the reason for that. There you go. An evening with the gang, and you learn things. Mark says Ted's even got me thinking about doing a boat. Help!
Oh, there's tub.
Is it a boat or is it one of them sunk boat things? Sergeant Bones has remembered another one. He's got the Forever Project, a 1/16 full interior T-34.
Oh yeah.
Is that a tank?
Yeah, it's a Russian tank.
It sounds tank-like. It's either a tank or something from Star Wars.
T number is Russian.
Because it's tank?
No, because they didn't really come up with good names.
Does the T mean tank?
It means terrible name.
Terrible name. 34. Okay. Sergeant Bones says his second car was an M3 Bradley.
That's a tank.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Is it a tank or is it an armoured personnel carrier?
I don't know. It's probably easy to park.
Yeah.
Rhodey says it is between 2 clubs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there you go. See? It's the first time he'll do it. Just in that club for 4 months. Every Friday, they come together modelling and chatting together. So that way tomorrow you go and visit the club and chat about all your models. I hope it's a nice club. It's not Rivet County and stuff like that because you don't need that. Bones says it's an AFV.
Armoured fighting vehicle.
Armoured fighting vehicle. Okay. Pretty much if it's armoured, it's going to be for fighting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be an armoured going to the shops vehicle.
It could be. Depends what kind of shopping you do.
Well, it's also true, yeah. All right, Jamie Bone has a question, which we don't guarantee to be able to answer correctly, but we do guarantee to answer. I'm building the Tamiya 1/16 US Desert Infantryman, and his M16 is black without many metal parts. So, would I still be able to use Nuln Oil on the rifle, and should I use dark grey instead?
Yeah, paint it dark greys and then shade it with Nuln Oil. If you paint it black, that's it. You can't do anything else after that.
Yeah, it's generally a good idea to not paint anything black because you can't do much with black, but you can't darken it anymore unless you get some of that. What is it? I can't remember what it is now. That ultra black thing.
Well, it depends what you. Yeah, it begins with V, and I can't remember what it is. But I know what you mean.
The one that's so black you can't actually see it.
Yeah, Ventro or something, whatever it's called.
Ventro black or something. Yeah.
Yeah, rule of thumb is you don't really want to paint anything black if you can avoid it, just because all you can do is add a highlight edge to it. You can't do any shading. It just depends what kind of shade of black you want. If you want, whether you want it to be like a... Think of more of your blacks as dark greys rather than just painting them black. So start with the dark grey and then shade it down, basically, rather than start with the black.
You can paint it orange, because orange is the new black.
That's true.
Go orange. Go team orange.
I think I'm actually going to not enjoy painting these Tempestus, Sion.
You think?
Because it's taken me all this time just to do 2 arms and a breastplate, and I can see all the bits that I'm not going to be able to reach ever.
And you've got another 15 on the table there.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and I've dropped him in the paint.
We're not laughing at you, folks. We're laughing with you.
Well, luckily, it's old paint, so it's more like water. There you go. It's gone.
While we were blathering on, Sergeant Bones has actually answered quite nicely, and he's happy with that. So there you go.
Yes. What was that? What?
Well, all about the greys is Bones says use dark grey on the receiver of the M16, black on the stock and grips, metallic on the barrel, and the magazines are light grey.
Yeah.
Or a coppery grey. They get scratched a lot.
So you could start with different shades of greys for what will end up being black or dark grey.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Bones knows exactly what he's talking about when he's talking about the M16, because he's saying the pistol grips are glossy black plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ex-service, isn't he? Sergeant
I would expect so with a name like Sergeant Bones. I don't think his parents called him Sergeant Bone. I don't think Mr. and Mrs. Bones said, what shall we call our newborn? Let's call him Sergeant.
What's your first name? Bones. What's your surname? What's your surname? Bones. What's your first name? Sergeant.
Yeah.
That's handy. You just happen to be in the army. Yes, I know. It's a coincidence, isn't it?
Unfortunately, you're a general. General Sergeant. He says, yes, use quite a few M16s. And Brody says, after Tamiya NATO black, you can still do some weathering with the black. Yeah, because that's like a sort of greeny black, isn't it? NATO black.
Yeah, it's very dark, greeny grey.
Yeah.
You've got in the Citadel range, you've got Skaven Blight Dinge, which is a very nice sort of bluey grey dark colour. You can null oil that quite nicely. That comes up, quite nice when you've null oiled it.
Have you given up giving your own names to them, or you now you seem to be using the official Citadel names quite a lot?
I mean, when I'm doing my videos and stuff.
I mean, just generally.
Well, no, it's more because when I'm actually telling somebody how to use things, I kind of have to give them the real name. When I'm doing the videos I'm doing now, I'm kind of aiming them at newbies who don't know what Warhammer is. So to make the joke, they won't get it.
No,
so I'm like, I can't really make the joke now in my Conquest videos because it's just going to confuse everybody.
Right, Mark's still got another question about war hamsters. He says, got my lad a few hamster kits for some festival thing next week, including the starter Citadel paint set with nippers. He uses Series 7 brushes, but are the Citadel brushes worth getting for him?
Yeah, they're all right. They're not as good as Series 7. But I'm using a layer now, a small layer brush. As long as you look after them, they're all right.
Yeah, for him, they'd be lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't let him get you your Series 7s.
Yeah.
Bones says, the story of my nickname. 7 years old, had to wear an eye patch. Treasure Island was popular, and his name is William, or Billy, so folks call him Billy Bones.
Okay.
Here we go.
And then, of course, Sergeant comes with the job.
Yep. Good question for the Monday evening. How many Citadel paint can Ted pronounce in 1 minute?
Oh, we can pronounce them because they're all English words.
They're English words, but they're some strange things, aren't they? But yeah.
Yeah, but they're all kind of normal words, more or less.
Are they still called the same thing globally? Do they translate them for other markets?
No, I think they're just always called the same thing.
So Stormfang Silver would be Stormfang Silver, but wouldn't be silver. It'd be whatever silver is.
Well, in the same way, we still get Dunkelgrau and Dunkelgelb.
Well, I suppose.
This is just dark grey and dark whatever gelb is. But we still call it Dunkelgrau and Dunkelgelb. And I can't remember what the hell I'm painting on this face now. I've forgotten what the heads look like.
Bones continues. He says, got in the army, the nickname stuck, but changed with each rank. Hence Sergeant Bones in the end. Used it as a nick in any games he plays since the internet exists.
Cool.
And Jamie tells Rhodey a few, but not any Vallejo or Edward.
Evening, everyone.
Vincent, evening.
Hi, Vince.
A wild Vincent appears.
Wild Vincent appears, yes. Yeah. We start late and he comes in late. I don't get that. I think when we start at 8, he's there just on time for 8. But when we start at 9, he don't come in till 9:45.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Welcome anytime. While you're here, what have you been doing, Vincent? Well, give us something to talk about. Hang about. Which one's you? That one. I'll click on that button.
I've actually started filming for the new video build. So.
Oh, what's this?
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
You'll see it when episode 1 comes out, which should be Sunday.
It's all right. Nobody's watching. You can tell us.
Now, the way I'm trying to figure out a way how I can film yet, find the motivation to film when I come home from work, which is
Cool.
basically to just film and
Drugs,
build and
alcohol.
voice it over later.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Because when I'm tired, I'm often struggling for words and like going
Yeah, I tried dubbing over later, and I can never make what I want to say fit what I was doing at the time. So I just try and do it.
It's
all
just
at
a
once.
try. I mean, if I don't like it, I can always revert back to what I was doing. But yeah,
Right. Let's see. We've got some new people turn up. Zadster's coming, saying evening, folks, and a little picture of someone waving.
There's a
Oh, Kenneth's still here. How many times can we get Ted to say Vallejo and Eduard in one
He's got the
stream?
hang of it now, though. He knows he's
Yeah,
got.
it's
the hang of
not- we need
pronouncing
to find
it.
something different for him to say.
Just anything German, he'll make him fall over.
It's funnier when he does the what's in store and picks the things himself, and then
Yeah.
still can't say them.
He can't actually pronounce anything German.
Oh, dear.
Parvernugen.
You can actually hear his brain go, "Oh,
Right. Jamie's asking Vincent, will it be over 6 episodes?
It'll probably only be 6 episodes because it's an older kit. It's an old school kit that I'm, mostly gonna build out of the box except for tracks.
Oh. What is it?
It's a tank.
We'll get there in the end. Right. Kenneth says, hello, Vincent. Can you show us your ants, please? You look great, by the way.
They're there. I kind of can't move them because.
Can you
Big dog
switch your
confident.
cameras over so you're bigger than the can of Coke that you just put down?
And there's a very important reason why Kenneth is asking about your ants.
Yeah.
yeah.
You told me.
You have a rival for the ant master.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
No, we still can't see him.
There.
Wait, is that the second shelf down?
Yeah, right there.
What's the digital readouts on the shelf above?
Left is the
I
thermostat.
can't read them. I can just see that there's something digital.
Yeah, left is the thermostat for the nest. Right is the thermostat for their their foraging area. So to speak.
All right, so you can play around with the temperatures in 2 different areas.
Yeah, so because
If you turn one up and one down, which one do they go to?
well, you want to have the nest slightly warmer than the outworld as it would be in.
But if you switch it over, will they get confused and go and live outdoors?
Let's not try that, shall we?
Yeah.
But what's the point in having them if you can't play God?
It's like real life black and white, isn't it?
Right.
A giant pointy hand and a confused looking cow, and you're done.
Ray says, hi, Vince.
Hello.
Kenneth asks, will it have tracks?
But yeah,
Jamie says, is it a Tamiya kit?
Yep.
Kenneth says, Outworld. Oh, because you said about the outside bit. Yep. Sergeant Bones says, I wonder if Ted can pronounce her Callan. Callan? I can't pronounce it. I don't know. The abbreviation for the captain of a U-boat.
Her Kaloon.
Calhoun?
Kaloin. Yeah.
Calhoun.
Her Kaloin. Yeah, Kaloin.
Kenneth's going to play God with his good. Yeah. I want them to sacrifice one worker to me every week. And you can feed them with a little eyedropper of sugar water for when they do good things, and you can train them.
I meant to ask Kenneth, and I think I put it in some chat today, but I never saw the answer, or I forgot the answer. He's got carpenter ants, or he's going to have carpenter ants. Are they just being fed on honey, or are they getting fed on anything else? Are they just eating honey? I can't remember what carpenter ants eat.
I do remember you asking, and I don't remember an answer, but
No, I don't remember what the answer was.
There wasn't one.
I think it's over 10 mil long in size. Which is,
Yeah, apparently the little ones are beginner ants, and the big ones are like difficult level or something, or the other way around. I can't
just the queen he's
remember.
got. And take
Yeah,
it.
Queen's the big one. The little ones are the workers, and the ones with the big heads, if they have them, are majors.
Honey
yeah,
and protein, he
Honey
says.
and protein. So by protein, are we talking like you're feeding them insects? Do you have
Yeah,
to
like-
keep them cockroach?
Well,
Are you gonna
it's
keep them
Australian.
roaches,
They're Australian ants, so it's probably feeding them like puppies and stuff,
Yeah.
because they're going to be like big.
What I'm basically asking is, Kenneth, are you going to have to keep like roaches and feed them live? Or are they going to have artificial protein? Like, you know,
He says they won't need food for 6 months or more.
cool.
Sergeant Bones says, damn, that reminds me of a sci-fi story called Sand Kings, where a guy does that with 2 ant colonies. Sorry, does what? Feeds them? Or changes around with a thing, or sacrifices them, or trains them?
To be fair, if you're lucky and you look at what species you're getting, you just get one that's an opportunist. They will eat dead insects, so I've basically got a little Tupperware box of frozen mealworms in the freezer. Like,
I mean, I can go out and buy a pack of dried out mealworms, but they're not going to eat
they
that.
wouldn't eat them dried out.
No, it's getting live food over here is probably quite difficult. I would imagine.
Bait shop.
Yeah.
Oh, Bones says he plays God with them in the film.
Yeah, I just went to a bait shop. They gave him in a little baggie, put the baggie in the Tupperware box, shoved that in the freezer, and half an hour later they were dead.
Yep. Or very, very dopey.
Or just cold, and they're going to come to life when they defrost.
It's been 3 months. I doubt it.
Yeah,
That's right. It's cryogenics, isn't it? It's all right.
Your cryogenics.
They'll come back. Leave one on your table and leave it overnight, and come back, and I bet it won't be there in the morning.
No, because my cat will probably have knocked it about playing with it.
Kenneth says it would be fun to feed them a huntsman when their colony's big enough.
Oh yeah.
Just go dangle it in over the top, and they'll all just rush round and build it in.
Yeah.
I've seen the films. They can carry stuff, and you can train them to do things.
Well, huntsman.
Yeah, you were on about majors earlier, Fox.
Yeah.
Remember that little video I put up in Chris's Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out those are the meteors.
They're the what?
The meteor. So mine's got 3 casts.
Yeah.
Minor, which is the really small ones, like they're only like 3-4 mil.
Yeah, the miners. Yeah.
Then you get the meteors, which is your bog standard worker, usually in charge of the nest and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the majors, and I have 2 majors, and it is massive.
Yeah.
It is like over 15 mil long, something like that, 14, 15.
Really? Wow. That's not insignificant.
Yeah.
No, it's like, why is my queen running around? Wait, that's not a queen.
Kenneth says you're going to have to film them or do a live stream. Yeah, ant cam. That's what you need.
I will probably get a webcam on them at some point.
Well, I've said to you, Vincent, you need to get a webcam on them 24/7 because people will watch that.
I think Kenneth said it's going to be a little bit boring if there's only one ant.
Yeah, Kenneth will need to grow his colony a little bit
So, yeah.
first, I think.
Yeah.
You'll have to watch them though, because one day it'll be a queen. You go back the next day, there'll be like 1,000 workers.
Is that like the spider things when people hit them with a broom and they just like explode into thousands of little ants all over the floor?
Yeah. Oh God.
Did you ever watch that video of the guy that had it was like some stone thing outside, like a mushroom shaped piece of play park equipment, and there was this fuzzy thing underneath it, underneath his lip on it, and he touched it. It was like a fuzzy ball, and he touched it, and it went, and it was basically thousands of, you know what, those they're not huntsman spiders, but they're the ones we have over here with the tiny round body and the dead long spindly legs. Americans call them bloody long legs, but they're called
They're called hay wagons over here.
yeah, I can't remember what they're called now.
Scary, annoying spider things with long legs.
Yeah, well, basically this black ball of fuzz wasn't fuzz; it was like hundreds of thousands of just legs. They were all just clumped together for warmth in the winter, and he touched it, and he went just ran away with the phone. He was filming it on a phone. He was screaming like a schoolgirl as all these millions of spiders came out. And I was like, cool, because I don't mind those spiders. They're just big dangly things. They're kind of harmless.
Kenneth says he'll have to do drama lessons to sound like the ants Canada guy.
Yeah, just say OMG and make all your S's really pointy. Yes.
To be fair, the dude is a soap actor and a singer, so
Yeah, he's also a bit of a select. Yeah, he's a singer and stuff.
Mark says, what colour scheme are you going to paint them, Vincent? I'm not sure if he's talking about the new kit you're building or the ants.
Yes.
Well, the ants are black with a dark red head, so I'm fine with that.
You don't need to weather them at all or anything, or
No, they're meant to be shiny.
oh, okay. You could paint little numbers on the backs of them so you can identify them.
Oh yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah.
Then you could have races.
Christ.
Ant races.
I'm sure it'll work. Kenneth says wolf spiders do that.
There's a couple of species that do that with their young as well, where like different nests of spiders kind of clump together and just chill.
Harvestman spiders, that's what we call them.
Do we?
They're like a little tiny round body and like dead long, spindly, almost hair-like legs.
Yeah, and they don't build their own nests, but rather
No, they just hunt aphids and stuff.
yeah, or
Quite pleasant. They're quite fun to watch because they hang around on walls.
Kenneth says you should paint the ants red so they can't see each other. Do they not see red? What?
There's certain species who are sensitive to, like subspecies who are sensitive to the red light.
Didn't you say their heads are red?
Yeah, the head.
Does that mean you're all wandering around thinking nobody's got heads?
It's not that hue of red.
Well, I'm assuming the ones you've got, Vincent, don't see red. That's why you've got the red thing around the test tube.
Yeah.
So they think it's dark or not so bright.
Yeah, but pretty much.
So they wouldn't like it if they go to Dad's house.
No, they wouldn't see anything.
They'd just be walking into everything.
Everything's red.
To the spiders, it'd just be a room full of invisible shin-high tables. It'd
Why
be
do I
like-
keep looking into stuff? Ow!
they'd be like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Seriously, how many tables, shin-high invisible tables can you give me? Ow! For the love of God, man.
Rody
So far,
says,
my test scion is taking approximately forever to paint.
"Yeah, well, you don't paint very well while you're on stream, do you? That's your thing."
Well, the thing is, I'd still paint at this speed, but I don't think I'll be painting these on Warhammer Sundays.
It'd keep your Warhammer Sundays going for a bit longer, wouldn't it? Several
No, because the
years.
thing, it's all right doing it like here, where I can just paint and not have to pay attention to anything and just listen and talk. But when I'm doing my own stream and I'm in charge and I've got to do things and be interesting and
You've got to be interested in my streams as well. Hey,
yeah, what I mean is I'm a passenger on this one, I'm not the driver, am I?
Rody asks, "Has everyone seen the video of those guys that want to eat some of that surströmming, the fish thing, isn't it? The Viking smelly fish.
Fish, yeah.
I have seen that eaten.
I've seen a couple of them trying to be eaten, and they just end up being sick all over it. So yeah,
Yeah, I remember Giant Bomb did a load of stuff with surströmming once. That's how I know what it was. That's how I know what it is.
Bones says, "Dear God, just realised The Sand Kings is a story from George R.R. Martin, published in 1979.
Wow. I was 8.
I was 7. Yeah,
I wasn't born yet.
no, you know, and Dad's
You're
going to say he
12 anyway,
was
dude, so-
56 or something.
You weren't born when Game of Thrones on telly started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sarcastic bastard.
Ended up as an episode of Outer Limits, apparently. Outer Limits. I've watched a few Outer Limits. I didn't really get into Outer Limits as a child.
No, I think it was. I just kind of saw it as a rip off of
It's like
the
Tales of the
Twiglet Zone.
Unexpected. Tales of the Unexpected. There's a couple of them that I remember, but
Oh God, that theme tune is so bad. It's good.
yeah, it really is bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got it in my library music collection. It's just the worst thing ever.
Kenneth says, as long as the ants don't think that their god has done it on purpose to punish them. Yeah, you don't. Well, I don't know. They can think their god's punishing them. That works.
I have to say, by the way, given the fact I'm saying that that's the worst TV theme tune ever, it's on the same playlist as the Dempsey and Makepeace theme tune. So it's saying something when I still say it's the worst theme tune ever.
I remember the show, but I don't remember the theme tune.
Yeah, you don't want to remember the theme tune. Trust me on that.
Rody says, he got a silly question, really. How do you guys plan what you're going to film when you do a video build?
I
Plan.
don't know what
I
that
don't
was.
understand the word.
No, what's that word mean?
I don't know. I just start building and film it and talk while I'm doing it.
I sort of kid to myself that I'm going to follow more or less the steps in the instructions, and then it goes totally off that path.
Yeah.
Within 5 seconds.
I pretty much follow the steps and the instructions because I don't feel competent enough to know better than the people that made the kit. So I'll sort of do it as according to what they say. I might adjust when I'm going to paint things a little bit, but I just get on with it.
I don't know. I think we've all been enough bad kits that we know sometimes we know better than the people that make the kits.
Yeah,
there are times when we think,
Dragon instructions spring to mind.
eh?
Dragon instructions spring to mind.
Yeah, you make enough of a certain manufacturer's kit, you get to realise, I know where they're going to go with this. I'll just do it correctly.
Oh, right, yeah. No, I don't think I've got to that stage yet. I don't think I've done any really bad instruction kits.
It's the beauty of Bandai kits. If you build Gunpla, they're kind of all the same.
They
So
are all the same,
You kind
aren't
of
they?
almost don't need to even read the instructions really for a lot of them.
I
Yeah,
still don't
You
know.
know it's
what
going to
kits
start
are.
off with the head and then the torso and then the... You know how it's going to work.
To be fair, the only reason I really need the instructions when doing Gunpla is to sort them in my little box of sorting.
Yeah.
You know, right arm, left arm, that sort of stuff. But once that's finished, the only time I'm going to grab the manual is when I start doing the decals and I need the numbers.
Pretty much. I mean, if it's all the kind of the generic designs, like if you used to building like, you know, say a lot of seed kits and things, they're all kind of the same. It's only when you get some of the weird things and you think, okay, I need to pay attention now because the parts aren't quite as obvious and don't quite make quite as much sense.
Do you not normally need the instructions to find out what vehicle it's going to change into, though?
Shut up.
Sprueglue's coming. He says, hello, sorry, I'm very late. You're not very, very late because I started late today because I was putting the Christmas tree up. So, yeah, you're not that late. You're here for... You've missed 2/3 of it, but you're still here for the end.
Time.
That says evening through. So there you go. That's, yeah. Everybody's here now. It's okay. So what was that you're doing now, Vincent? That's not your new build that you're not telling anyone about.
Nope, just painting the second base color on these Secretors. So I basically what is easiest to do with these, because a lot of it is gold anyway. Your main base color is Primum, and then I've thinned down my Retributor gold armor with the aircast stuff, and I spray painted it really because.
What is it? Some sort of Macy axe thing that he's got?
This is a small mace, and this is the wait. And then they've got these guys as well.
Oh, the Stormcast.
Yeah, which is holding a grand mace. Now this guy's been
It's quite big.
still need to highlight this one again and layer and stuff.
Mark says the Gunpla tank thing I just did. Didn't realise I didn't need to glue it until after I'd glued the last piece on.
Hey!
You can glue them. There's nothing wrong with gluing them, but you don't need to. Most of it.
Yeah. That's the value of finding the symbol translation thing online somewhere so you can translate all the symbols.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of bits that say don't glue.
Well, in fact, it's more often you never see that. You usually just see something that says glue.
Oh, what's that website Goldwood? They always have if the kit doesn't have English translation.
Dalong.net.
What?
Dalong DALONG.net.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I looked
Is
at.
a one-stop resource for Gunpla instructions and things.
I think the one I was thinking of is Mech 9.
Oh, there's that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear.
But
Yeah.
there's places to help you out really.
So when are you going to start doing a live stream with doing this Gunpla things on the Warhammer thing on Sunday then, Vincent?
I'm not gonna wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday just to be able to have a live stream slot. Are you crazy?
You could have one after me.
That's late.
You could do a 9-10 o'clock one. Be all right.
Yeah, the problem is with that's a 10 to 11 o'clock one for me already.
Well, Fox isn't on till 3 normally. So you could do a midday one. That'd be 1 o'clock for you. That's early afternoon. It's all right. Correct time.
See, that's the advantage of setting everything up early, is you get to pick the good times in the day.
Well, 3, that's 4 o'clock my time. Yeah, I suppose I could set up like a 2 to 4 one or something like that. Or a 1 to 3, maybe.
1 to 3, then
Well,
Hoot will got time to go and have a break before Fox comes on. Then Hoot will have a break after Fox is for mine, and then
Or
then
even
we can get Ted to do one as well.
It's an idea.
Spruglu says, "Holy ho!"
Really high.
I think he's going back to 80s. Hide High was the name of the show, wasn't it?
Yep. Heidi High campers.
They had the thingy with the xylophone.
Doo, doo,
Bing,
doo.
bing, bing.
Heidi High camper.
Oh dear. Red coats?
Red coats, yeah.
Or was that the real thing?
No,
Yellow.
Butlins had red coats.
They were yellow coats.
Yellow coats, that was it. Yeah.
Well, Pontins was blue coats. Because we used to go to Pontins every year for our summer holidays.
Yeah. Found that after it was together, Mark's found about gluing it. Oh well, didn't want to move it anyway.
That's the thing about Gunpla. You don't have to build them so they're all posable. I spent a lot of years building Gunpla and stressing out about the paint until I realised, wait, I don't have to actually glue them. I can just build them. I mean, I don't have to actually build them to be posable, because they're never going to pose them anyway.
Put them in a pose and leave it.
And suddenly it opens up a world of painting possibilities, because you don't have to worry about paint jamming up joints and things.
Yeah, and scratching off when you move it a little bit. And
I'm not enjoying painting these Scions.
we could tell.
It's far too damn fiddly.
Is that still the first one?
Yep, I'm just doing this as a test to see how the colours come out. It's damn fiddly. He was a famous banjo player in the 20s. Damn fiddly. Never mind. Moving on.
We got it. It just wasn't funny.
Also, I don't have any reference to pictures to look at to know what to paint gold, which is probably a bad move.
Yeah, because you're going to be hopefully using them in an actual game, aren't you? So you're going to get in trouble if you do it wrong.
This
Well, I'm painting in red for a start, which is not canon.
Nope.
Is it? Oh,
I'm painting them in my Xeon army
yeah,
colours.
but you've got your unholy contrivance thing, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got my entire book of fluff that I made up in my brain that neckbeards can just shut up about.
That's the thing. They're making that a bit easier, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, there is the chapter approved thing, which, as far as I know, is supposed to be how you can make up fluff, but I think there's still restrictions to it.
Yeah, I mean your the stats and the attributes that you would get from your fluff, like the special spells and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I would just say, I wouldn't even do that. I'd just say, look, they're painted up to look like this, but I'm just playing them as Tempestus Scion standard.
Yeah, that's perfect, because that's the idea. You just pick a couple of points you want to use in that, and then just create a backstory.
I mean, I'm just going to say about my Imperial Knights, I'm just going to play them as, say, House Griffith or something. They just happen to not look like House Griffith Knights.
Spruglu says, why does Fox keep dipping his brush in tomato soup?
Because it tastes great when I lick the paint on the brush.
It wasn't tomato soup to begin with. If you rewind the stream, you'll see it was actually quite transparent to begin with.
It's wholesome and delicious and tasty. Tasty. Most delicious. Hey, Bayek. Dooba-dooba-doop-doop-doop.
So how do you like the new camera, Chris? The one that's not cutting out every 5 seconds.
Oh, this is the new bench cam, is it?
No, well, it's a temporary replacement. I installed Droid Cam on it, and it's now connected with USB to the computer, so it doesn't use as much power.
Oh, right, okay. It's still not as high res as the other camera. It's still not. It's still a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 720 that it streams in. You need to get the Pro version to have 1080p, but I'm gonna save up for the second webcam anyway. Probably getting one for Christmas somewhere next week. So yeah.
Nice. Kenneth says you don't have to justify to anyone how you paint something.
No.
Well, no, it's not about the painting. It's just if you want to make it playable, you know.
The thing is, Kenneth, and it's what people don't realise is that if I was to go into somewhere official, like into Warhammer World or something, to play an official game, I couldn't.
You would have to justify it.
Yeah, well, I couldn't because they're not official colours. You couldn't. I mean, you probably could. There's probably ways around it, but and if you're playing with someone who is a real stickler for canon, then they'd be like, no, because there are rules around substituting things for other things. So,
yeah, I mean, I can understand that if it changes the stats of your army or whatever, but if it's just a cosmetic look, then it shouldn't make any odds.
Yeah, that's where the chapter.
It's one of those things that, like, most people will just play with their friends, so they just all agree anyway on, like, this is that and this is a substitute for that and things. But there's always the chance that you'll play against someone who is actually more stickler for canon, and that's where it can cause problems.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not very often it happens.
Yeah, and that's why.
I mean, for example, the guy that used to be the manager of my local Warhammer store, Chris, he went to Warhammer World for a competition. They were doing an official tournament, and he was playing in it. And he had a load of Space Marines painted up as Dark Angels. But what he did was he'd actually got a load of third-party backpacks off Shapeways, because they looked more interesting than the ones that come on the Space Marines.
Yeah,
like, they were really nice looking. And he said, the thing is, I've got them all painted up and I'm going along to play. As an employee of Games Workshop, I'm going along to play. But if they spot these backpacks, I'll be out. I won't be able to play. Luckily, they didn't spot them. I said, did you get rumbled? He went, no, they didn't spot them in the end. Because technically, if you go to a Games Workshop, not necessarily a store, but even in a competition, if you play in a competition, you've got non-Games Workshop parts on your models, you're disqualified. But that's because they make the models and they want you to use their stuff.
Yeah, I can sort of understand that. And again, if you're part of the team, then
I think they are trying to be mindful that there are modelers who kind of stumble into Warhammer and who might not want to follow the canon.
Yeah,
and that's where you get a chapter approved with Space Marines, and there's a similar rule with Sigmar, because you get your Stormcast, and then I'm using the Hammers of Sigmar colors. But then, you can just combine any colors and just call them, these are the Masons of Sigmar colors or something silly like that, But you will still be using stats of an existing chapter somewhere.
Yeah, I think for 95% of people, 95% of the time, you're just playing with your friends. You might even be playing the local store, but you're playing with your mates, and you're just hanging out and having a good time, and nobody really minds.
Nobody cares.
That one chance, you'll play against someone, and they'll get grief for it.
But that's where they codified it, isn't it? So you won't have to go through the hassle of like, I like playing this, I might try to do an actual proper competition. Yeah. And then you arrive and you're like, yeah, but those are not the correct colors. I think they want to bring the fun back again a bit.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm looking. I'll just say they're just bog standard. I'm just playing them like normal Scions. I've just painted them a different color.
I mean, a good idea for you, Fox, I think the way you're wired is, why not find a group that is more interested in narrative play rather than points play?
Well, as I've never played at the moment, I just need to find a group.
Yeah,
I literally know two people. There's Gray, and I think Edward from the Boom Hut are the only two people that I know that actually know my local store.
How many people do you need to play a game? Is it 1 against 1, or is it like 3 against 3?
It's usually 1 against 1, but you can have multiple if you want. You can have like 3 people playing, all have their own little armies.
All right.
3 or 4.
Yeah, you've got like 2v2 matches. You've got.
Can you imagine how long that would take?
Yeah, you've got general deathmatch as well.
But no, most of the time it's just 1 against 1.
Yeah.
So you only need one other person to have a decent game.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, the thing with Warhammer is you don't even need a big army, because like you can buy a squad of 5, like a commander and 4 dudes. You can actually just play those 5 guys.
Yeah, you can go.
There are small skirmish games. They don't take very long, and I tried one in the store with the guy, and it was basically you move. Now it's close up done. And there you go. There's not much to it. Yeah. It's like
it's basically like maybe 2 or 3 complete phases that you go through, like movement, battle, and then next guy. You would do that maybe 2 or 3 times in a game like that and be done, but you would get a feel for the game that way, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, he was just showing me how it works, and he said, right, well, here's 5 Space Marines and 5 Chaos Marines in Death Guard. And it was literally, you get the movement phase, then the shooting phase, and then they all face off, and it's finished.
The running away face. Yeah.
Yeah, the Space Marines got slaughtered.
Spruglu says we should have a game, me versus you, Fox. I haven't got an art. I've got one thing. It's a flying thing. I don't know. It even fits in with Fox's army things.
The thing is, I would love to, because the reality is, right, now I'm actually painting a squad of dudes that I can actually play because I've got the goddamn codex. Once I've actually got these, build the Space Marines and Knights. Have I got the codex? Nah. Once I've got these guys painted up, I do hope to, at some point, take them to the store, my local store, and get a game in.
And you're going to play one game, you're going to hate it, and you're never going to want to see one again.
Well, the good thing is that, either Cam, the manager, will take me through a training game because that's the service they provide. They will teach you how to play. Or even by this point, Gray Hall, who's in the Boom Hut, he's been playing for a while, so I'm sure he'll be happy to sit down and have a game with me and teach me the ropes that he knows.
Mark
I will at some point, but it might be that I do it and think, I'm not really into the playing the game. I don't know.
Yeah. Mark says he met his local Games Workshop manager the other day, and he said he absolutely encourages the kids to paint them any way they like.
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
exactly.
Get me, don't you?
When you look at the way the rules are as well nowadays, I think that they're trying to open up the hobby a bit more.
Well, I mean, my local manager Cam and his predecessor Chris, they're both really open-minded. Because I said to him, I said, what do you think about like unpainted minis? They went, don't give a shit. He said, I don't care if somebody comes in with like 10 World War II American soldiers and says I'm playing them a Space Marine. He says, if it's a young guy, like a young kid, I'll encourage them to just play whatever they can just to get used to it. Yeah. And I said, so they can come and spend all the money. He went, yeah, pretty much. But he said, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition. It's not a proper official competition. I don't really care what they play with. As long as they're having fun, that's all that matters to him.
Kenneth
says, appreciate that.
Kenneth says, I can have the stuff he's painted so I can play against you. He says, Dave will play. And then Spruglu says, can you play Warhammer online? I don't thought so, because it's all about measuring and looking at stuff.
There was for a while a very similar game you could play online, but it wasn't War. I need to move this.
There are virtual tabletop simulators.
Yeah, they're not 100% accurate.
No, and a lot of the time when you want to play Warhammer, because there is no official support on those there is official support on those things when it comes to D&D, but Games Workshop really doesn't do it.
Yeah.
So often you are using resources that other.
And the point is, there will be massive interest for it, but it's stopping people going to their store and buying their model kits.
That's why they have the tie-in with the Warhammer franchise, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Mark says, I wonder if
they'll happily make like video games.
War franchise. I'm sorry.
With the what franchise? Sorry, the Lord of the Rings. What?
No, the Total War franchise.
Oh yeah.
Because now
that's why they'll happily do things like first-person shooters and third-person games and RTS games, because it's not directly competing with the tabletop game. It's adding to it. It's an addition to. Whereas if you give someone the option of you can buy all the models and build them and paint them and play on the tabletop, or you can do exactly the same, but just by turning your games console, your computer on, they're not going to sell the models. And that's what they're in for.
Yeah.
Although I did have this cunning idea. Imagine what you do is you have a game. Imagine this way in the future when you have a game. You get your models. And you build and paint your models and you put it on the tabletop and it scans it in. And then you can play the virtual game. But you have to build and paint the model first. And then it scans it in and you've got a model that's then animated and running around.
You mean like Bandai and Namco are doing in Japan with Gunpla?
Yeah, well, imagine Gunpla Battle, but with Warhammer. So you got like a tabletop with it's like some kind of like graphic, like a, what's that Microsoft thing? The big Surface. So you literally put it on and you can scan it in a camera and it'll scan it in 3D and then put it into the game and it'll animate it. So you can play them on the tabletop, but you can also put them into this virtual game, and then that'd be great. But you'd still have to.
The thing with that, the PlayStation 2, I think, had the PlayStation Eye thing. There was a card game for it that it looked at the cards and scanned them and made them real.
Yeah,
it sort of did the same thing, but not really.
But that'd be the thing of it. What you do is you could, if you just got the game and didn't make the figures, you'd have nothing scanned in. You couldn't play it, so you'd have to buy some models and scan them in. Yeah, right. Nothing stopping you getting your mates' figures and scanning them, but still, somebody has to buy the models to.
Someone else did try and join the chat a little while ago, and it seems to have glitched it, and the auto switching thing's not working anymore. So I'm going to try and keep switching between people as they're talking. But I'll be doing it live.
Who tried to join in?
I don't know. Someone popped up, but I couldn't see who it was before they went again. But I don't know. If you did try and join and you want to try again, by all means. If you didn't mean to join, then that's also fine. But
Yeah,
I couldn't see who it was. I noticed earlier, Mark Dale did ask, does anyone else do what I do? And instead of picking up my coffee to take a swig, he's said tomato soup water. Sergeant Bones says, I admit nothing, Mark, but I can state with certainty that Revel Aquacolor does not taste good.
Well, this is my coffee cup, and it's one I made myself. It's a Persona 4 Juness Every Day's Great at Your Juness coffee cup that I made myself. There are only 2 in the world. I made them, so there's only 2 in the world. And I used one for washing my brushes out, which was a very bad idea because every now and then I'd have a cup of coffee on the desk and my wash, because this one cracked a bit, so I had it from a wash brush. And no matter what for most colours, when you're not doing bright red colours and things, after about an hour, whatever colours your brush wash is, it's going to be coffee coloured. So when you've got 2 identical cups on your desk and one of them has got brush wash and one's got coffee, yeah, I've done that. And I can tell you something else as well. The worst tasting thing in the world is Agrax Earthshade. Like, we all lick our brush to get a point on it.
Yeah.
Don't do that if you've been using Agrax Earthshade. Just trust me on that. If you don't trust me, try it and you'll understand and you'll be like, yeah, Fox is right. Fox is goddamn right about that.
If only somebody had told me before I licked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rody says playing a game is not a painting contest, so you can do anything you want.
Yeah, the counterpoint to that is when it comes to official play, they are also trying to tell the lore as players are playing their game.
Yeah, I mean, also, I guess if you're playing against a stranger, then they need to know what figures you've got at a glance rather than looking at it and not being sure what that is and what it's got.
Situation to make, yeah.
Well, it depends as well if you're playing, say, campaign narrative play, that's when it gets really stickly. Because if you just play an open play where it's you and your mate and just say, right, I've got 1,000 points of dudes, you've got 1,000 points of dudes, let's just kill each other. And you might have Ultramoons versus some more Ultramarines, which is complete bollocks in terms of real canon, but nobody cares because it's open play, you can do what you want.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you've got a character that isn't an actual Ultramarine, but then you decide it's got one type of rifle, but it hasn't, and it might have a different type of rifle that plays differently. So you've got to be...
Yeah, open play is you agree with the other person what the terms of the game are, so it's absolutely fine. But if you're playing a proper campaign game, then the campaign is a story based on the lore of the world, of the universe. So you kind of have to use all the right stuff because you're actually recreating.
Yeah, that's narrative play.
Narrative play. Yeah. You're recreating something from the lore. You're saying this is the time when Inquisitor Blebulon went to this place and shot a bloke in the entire face with a piece of something, and this happened. And so you kind of have to be accurate there.
Are you on fire there, Dad, or are you smoking?
No, I'm smoking, mate.
That's all right. I just saw some smoke in the little picture in the corner. I was just making sure you know.
I'm going to make tracks anyway. Nature calls, so
not a problem. I shall be turning the stream off in 7 or 8 minutes anyway, because that's the time. So
okay, chap.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. See you again
another
week.
See you, Vince. Ta-ra, Chris. Bye, everyone.
Ciao.
Bye.
But that's the thing with match play. You get that as well because match play, which is the competition, the one you can play in competition form, you are rolling for a scenario as well, which again is somewhat more loosely, but it is still based on lore. So
it's all canon stuff. But if it's an official competition, then it has to be spot on because that's an official tournament, or even any kind of not official, but even a tournament play. Everybody has to basically be on the same page, so they insist on everything being as it is, as it should be.
Yeah, because if you're like on a 1,500 point tournament, those games tend to take an hour, 2 hours at least. So you don't want any interruptions. It's like, what's that guy you're playing?
Yeah. Right, this one's a dreadnought and he's got this rifle, but actually I'm going to make it a different rifle. Wait, what?
Yeah, Kenneth's right. Vincent, your table cam's frozen. You know your new one that you're all proud of.
Oh, yeah, but, it's still using the cell phone and the battery on it isn't that.
I think it's actually actual table that freezes.
I think he's just not moving very much.
No, I am, though. Yeah, a week or two and that'll be fixed.
Oh well, I'm going to start trying to wrap it up now, actually, because we've got 5 minutes until it's the official 90-minute calling time. So it normally takes about 5 minutes to wrap up and get rid of everybody. So, any last minute, anything from anybody that's actually here or anybody that's in the chat there?
Or if you're Sergeant Bones and not actually here, anything from anyone who's not here?
I haven't seen him tonight. I don't know. I'm sure he.
Where is Sergeant? I've not seen him for months. He's just vanished into space.
Yeah, it's strange. Let's see what we got. People telling you, Vincent, your camera's frozen. Yeah, that was.
Someone needs to do like a proper 1960 style, like book cover, like you know, like the old spy thrillers and stuff. 1960 style with the sort of silhouette of a dude running and some diagonal line saying, "Where is Sergeant Bones?" That was funnier in my head. I'll shut up now.
Mark Dale says, bought son a codex that came today. Lucky it's not complicated, eh? I think I might just paint stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
just make sure you got the right codex.
I haven't seen any codexy things, but it's all stats and rules and stuff, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you get codex for different things, and they give you all the facts and figures for whatever you're playing. So
They also gave you tons of fluff.
So I've got codex for my Imperial Guard. Unfortunately, this is the first bit of. Unfortunately, it doesn't include knights or anything else that I built up to this point.
Yeah,
basically,
knights is a separate codex, isn't it?
Yeah, I've built some Space Marines. That's a separate codex.
Sergeant Bones says Dunkel Gilp, and Kenneth says I miss Spid. Oh yeah, he hasn't been around tonight. I don't know where he is.
Maybe he tried to join, but he lives in Scotland where the internet's in 1987. So
it's true. He might have been here, but not here yet. It might have been him that tried to join. I don't know. I didn't catch who it was.
Could have been.
Spruglu says I'm never here. Neither do I. Win fuck all.
Spruglu wins nothing, and when Spruglu does win something, Aviad beats him to it and wins it instead.
Reese is here. Hello, Reese. It says, "Hi guys, sorry to miss you again this week. Coming to the end of shift soon." So yeah, hi Reese. At some point we'll match up and you can join in, but you know, not.
Sergeant Bowen says, "I like it, Fox," but I don't know what he's saying. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was for. Probably must be what you're painting.
I like it. I'm getting happy with this color scheme as I'm actually. When you do the first color, you think it's ass, and you do the second color, it's dead messy, and you think it's ass, and then you go back and do the first color and clean up the bits where the second color went astray, and you think, okay, it's looking a bit better now.
Getting a bit better, yeah.
Yeah, it's growing on me. It's growing on me.
Osric's in as well. Osric 9000 says I'm not here either.
Any thoughts on what you're going to do with the Dark Angels I sent you?
Not at the moment. That'll be a whale off yet. A whale? Why did I say whale? That'll be a large sea-based mammal. That'll be a while off that. Yeah,
that would be
just
cool.
paint them as the Dark Angels.
Yeah, actually painting them as the Dark Angels would be cool because I find it one of the more interesting chapters when it comes to how they look.
Because I mean, the thing is, I'm building all these guys for my army, the Xeon army, but in reality, I'm just going to do. I'm not just going to have all of them. I'm going to have some normal Warhammer dudes as well. Because once I've painted this army and played it, I might actually sell it and just like build a whole new army. So I don't know yet. So I'm not going to always have my Xeon army. There'll be regular space dudes because at some point I want to paint dudes and not have to come up with colors. Because I quite like, say, this color scheme for the Scions. It's quite a nice color.
You're going to do them in the traditional blue.
Yeah, and I actually want to build some space puppies as well, but they don't really work any color other than space puppy blue. So I will have to do that at some point.
Yeah. Right, I'm thinking I'm going to call it a night then, because that's been, the normal time that we're here. An hour later. How was that for everybody anyway? Being an hour later, I don't know that it's going to be a regular thing. I might normally do 8, but so I had Christmas things to do.
I think if you do 9 o'clock, you should go for an hour. If you do 8 o'clock, you should go till 10 o'clock. Do 2 hours.
No, 90 minutes is the time. That's long enough.
I don't know why you don't go more.
Because I'm short and sweet. Just like me.
Well, we know you're short.
I'm also sweet.
Yeah, we know you're short.
You've been nice. All right, I'm going to kick you out. Where's the band?
Where's the band that ass button?
Right. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the 2, 3 of you for coming and joining in again tonight. Pleasure to have you, as you say.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Yep. Thank you all for watching. I'd say it's gone down to 20 now because people have drifted away because it happens. Spruglu says 24-hour stream. You can only do, is it 8?
Yeah, you have to. It stops after 8.
A certain amount of time, but
I've actually seen stream archives longer than 8 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a hangout thing. You might be able to do it from Streamlabs or whatever longer.
No, you can't do it for, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's YouTube limit of 8 hours.
So yes, thank you all for coming and joining chat, and spread the word. Next week we'll be back, same time or different time, maybe sometime, same place. Obviously, what day is it today? Thursday night. So the next thing is Sunday, which is Fox's Warhammer at 3. You're not doing a long one again, are you?
No, it's a normal one this time.
Normal 3 hours ish.
Spread the word. We am the night.
Spread the word. Fox will be on Fox's channel at 3, and then I'll be back here doing my War Hamster at 8.
Yeah, you had to think
Yes,
then, didn't you?
8. Yes, 8. That one's at my normal live thing, which is just youtube.com Gross Models Live.
Mm.
Just use that one every week for that. It's great. You don't have to remember anything. You can just type it all in and it'll be there. So yeah, see you all then. And obviously after then we got E-Models on Monday, and then back here again on next week Thursday, and then it will be Christmas.
It all goes round again. What you gave me for Christmas?
I'm not getting you anything for Christmas because you haven't painted what I got you last time.
What did you get me last time?
I don't know. I got your tank about like a year ago.
What, the one that's this big?
Yeah.
It's in the box up there. I found it the day when I was getting something out. I was like, oh
It won't take long to paint it because it's tiny.
You still got those, like what all the Strike SDs on the planet to do.
yeah. they're in a pile down there as well.
Yeah, there's not much point in buying Fox.
Listen, I've still got the High New Gundam that Josh Rogers sent me like 2.5 years ago. It's still up there. And actually, I put somebody sent me a new Gundam to give away as a prize, so I put that on top of it. And I hadn't realised that the High New Gundam box has gone a bit yellow until I put another version car box on top. I'm like, oh, it's actually wow.
Right. Yeah, everyone's saying good night in the chat. Sergeant Bond is not here or there.
Show up, Fox.
There he is. Where? What? No, I don't know. I don't see anybody there. Right. Yeah. So thanks all, and I'm going to click the button because it's 31 now. See, I missed it by a minute.
Just press the button.
Got close.
Press it already.
Good night all. Bye bye.
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 And